Hello, welcome. Welcome back to a Monday stream. Hello from London, UK. You are a madman, Renamon. You are watching me at an ungodly hour. It is like super early in the morning there. Paul is a hero. He's never been a zero. Aww. You don't understand is I like being a zero. Because it gives me something to work towards. It allows me being crazy. So, this is still an older, it's an older account, but it is still a new account. I have some, I've earned an Adventure Titan in game before, but I wanted to bring up and show Lefty. I'm looking, we're waiting the PTU. If it's not Soul Crush, it's probably gonna be that. Hey, are you going to Level Up Expo? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is way too far away for me. That's this weekend, right? Yeah, no, I don't have the time for that. That's in Vegas. Shay, definitely see me at Austin Bar Citizen. Is that this weekend as well? So here's Lefty. OGs will remember Lefty. He's called Lefty because every time I got into a fight with him, his left wing would get shot the fuck off. So he ended up being called Lefty because he was always the left wing. And I don't remember what we ended up calling the Avenger. I think it still needs to earn its name.
Has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Let's see if I kept anything of my stuff, 'cause it's been that long. Vehicles, select, Titan, propulsion systems. Okay, I did keep some of them. Not great. I get to see military, which is nice. Oh yeah, it was the A industrials that I got. Now the weapons are the big ones. Yes, attritions. I think I'm going to keep this as the Revenant.
Welcome to the ASOP.
Is this the new money? That's the hope. Is I keep the wrong thing. Is that I'll be doing Monday 0 to Hero. June 13th to 14th, 2026. Oh yeah, that's the like the national Bar Citizen one. I have to look up because we do monthly Bar Citizens all the time. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a PTU, an Evo PTU. Go down, Lefty. I don't have use for you right now.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle. Your vehicle has been moved to please visit us again.
Bye, Lefty.
Bye.
Everyone say goodbye to Lefty. It's only 11 past 1 in the morning here. God damn it. I'd be passed the fuck out.
Your vehicle has please visit us again. Goodbye.
I might call him Rogers. It's Steve Rogers, because he's the Avenger. Is that a fuel? That is a fuel right there. Huh. All right. This is dumb. What am I doing? I have no guns. I need to go buy me some guns. And like I probably still have some guns left over from my last run. And utility. Yep, I still got I got some fancy guns. If I had anything else. Go with tractor beam. One of those. Those. I think that should be good for now. Should probably go get some medical equipment, but I can do that at the station. Oh, I also need ammo. Go get P4AR ammo. All right, we'll head into town and get some ammo, and then we'll keep moving. You don't like this ship? It's fine. It's not the 315p, but this character is not a character that I'm doing like smuggling with. This is my my combat character for Zero to Hero. This is Ham Sandwich, notorious bounty hunter. Before it's going to end up being the default, simply because people want, because it's the thing you can craft without any work.
Thank you for visiting ArcCorp, Stanton's capital of commerce. Whatever your transaction, we wish you a beneficial and prosperous stay.
This is on the live account, so you won't see any of the weird flashing we had earlier. Is it a Rayari for the P8? Oof.
Trap now approaching.
I think the goal of this character is going to get a hawk. Good day to you too, sir. Safety first, I see. I'm going to stare at you uncomfortably. You saved this man from awkwardness. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome everyone to KG Stream. My name is Paul Berserker1, Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, play the show. We're going to go for you. Ah, a Castak man. You're one of my friends. Today's gold passes are just Mark II versions. No, they do gold passes, then they do a Mark II version after the gold pass. Damn, girl, fucking, yeah, just walking around with the gun out like that. Not even a 3-point sling. Go buy some shit here. Oh yeah, it's been a bit. You know, you're always welcome to come on and talk in the captain's table, especially. I know sometimes you just like to come on during the 24 hours, but...
I've had enough of you. You're done. Get out of here.
What the fuck?
Spent the last couple of nights plotting where I'm going to head next. I genuinely don't know where I want to go. I'm actually looking for new manual scan systems.
Fine. Let's see what I can do. Nope.
How's life treating
Can't do
you?
anything for you.
Let me tell you.
After all this time, I'm actually surprised how much you don't miss having a person called Laura.
Days like today with my guys, terror.
Having that
I've got
familiarity.
this com from my mum and she's...
Just me or is the drift getting more crowded?
She means
I'm going to let my manager deal with you.
There's a dead man in the lobby.
self-righteous and dismissive of anything that's not sympathetic.
There's a dead man in the lobby. I'll take care of like, you won't even let me take care of it myself. People are weird. Oh shit, he's got a gun. Yeah. Yeah, that's how they would work. Let's get a double dog. You not serve double dogs here? Yeah. I'll take a chili dog. One of them pips too.
Hey there. Hey.
Those NPCs are too chatty. Is he paying attention to the chat tonight? I was paying attention to chat yesterday too, Knowledge. I just wasn't hyper aware of chat. Because that's not the point of those streams. They're much more, I'm going to focus on playing the game and hanging out. And I'm going to interact with y'all when I get a chance. Wookie posted a new episode of Love, Murder, and Double Dog. That's great.
Consult any of our associates.
Be
for
calm
help
down.
or
You
mental
calm
health.
down. Personal weapons with attachments. We're gonna do P4, right? P4. Gonna buy that. It's gonna end up in my backpack. We're gonna buy, yes, that's how many we're gonna buy.
Okay, let's get that going.
I don't got infinite money, but I'm pretty good. All right. We've got cruise. It's not gonna be under attachment. It'll be under all categories. There we go. We're gonna do the similar. Dupe. Right.
You got it.
Go. We're gonna go boop, 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 boop. Nope, we're gonna do this too. There you go, just in case. That should be fine. Now we're heading out. Will we get refineries this year? I think we will. Probably by the end, by Invictus.
Welcome to Iron Ore
Give me your
Tower.
thoughts on the battle
Area
cruiser.
18's Premier Center, business-
It's a Anvil. We know for sure it's the Odin. I imagine it's going to be filled with guns, lots of guns, and it'll be heavily armored.
Anything happening?
How's it going?
Business travel.
Yeah, I've been slacking. Get it back on one soon with y'all at some point. Convenience. Thank you, ArcCorp. Howdy. Battlecruiser better have a hot tub. Anvil? No. What's the price of a javelin, Qual? I forgot. Is it 3K for a javelin? Whatever the price for the javelin, double it. $2,500, then $5,000. And they'll have a limited number. They'll sell like 100 of them, if that. Hey, Thorn. Just another large multi-crew ship that will be ubiquitously flown solo and everywhere for a short time, for a short while. I don't think you'll be able to control any weapons on the battlecruiser, but again, it's because CIG refuses to mandate large ships require multiple people to start things up. There needs to be some sort of startup sequence, and it needs to not be able to be controlled from the pilot seat. It needs to be able to have to start in the engine room, and then you move back to the pilot seat. On a battlecruiser, you wouldn't be able to control the guns from the pilot seat. You can't really control the guns from the pilot seat in any ship except for the Idris when it comes to larger ships.
Be vigilant and report possible threats every time.
Yeah, it is broken. And there's stupid idea of saying, well, it's dumb to have a main operator seat for the gun. No, it's not. Just make it a swappable weapon seat. It's definitely gonna have PDCs, yes. Then give me back my control on the Corsair when I have a co-pilot. I mean, it should be able to. I don't like the idea, because the co-pilot thing doesn't make a lot of sense for the Corsair, because it's poorly designed. But I don't mind a little bit of fiddliness when you're dealing with a ship that is literally unable to be killed unless you have an insane amount of firepower, or another ship of the equal size. Because you just end up with people using it as a I can't die ship. Oh wow, this power sucks. I'm gonna turn down the radar and up my shield strength. I don't like that setup on a ship like the Corsair. I don't mind it on larger ships like the Idris, or on commercial ships like the Retaliate or the Reclaimer. Ooh, they give us an over like a sound overpass, didn't they? Sounds a lot beefier. It's probably the squadron stuff. Where's personnel transport gameplay? What behind 1.0? Oh, I didn't recognize that name. Karn the Betrayer. I love that name. I love the fact that you're Karn the Betrayer 2. All I can say is I'm not a fan of the battle cruiser, but I also understand why it exists. Fun combo you had on Space Pips. I love talking with Tomato, but whenever we talk on his podcast, it ends up going for like 2 hours. I always say that. I love 40K and 30K World Leaders. Nice. I'm not much of a World Leaders fan. My wife's a big fan of Emperor's Children. I'm mostly a guard player, but I've got my Marines and my I'm a guard player when it comes to Imperials. I've got Marines, and I've got Tau and Orcs. Orcs and Tau tend to be my main play. Mostly because my most constant opponent is my wife. She has sisters, and it feels weird doing like Imperials versus Imperials. But yeah. That was a good conversation, and I think I was able to illustrate my issues with CIG's move when it came to the buyback situation a little bit more intensely. And what I was gonna say is that, like, the reason why we have the battle cruiser, and this is the cynical part of me, but the reason why we have the battle cruiser is because CIG wants money. Because CIG is like, this is the year we have to make fuck tons of money so we can satisfy our investors. So we can either pay them off or convince them to double down. I do run the boys, which is why this next weekend because I don't just run the boys, I run mechanized orcs. So I've got like 9 bikers. I've got a war trike. I've got 2 shock jump dragstas. Or no, I've got 2 of the missile ones. And I've got a shock jump dragsta. I've got a wagon. I want to have a boom Daka Snaz wagon. I don't have one of those. I want at least one of those. So when they release the next sculpt that's coming out, which was the Wazdaka, I was just like, oh, fuck you, Warhammer, fuck you, Games Workshop, GW, fuck you. That made me pay $80 fucking for it. Which was this? This is an Avenger Titan. All right. Let's see what mercenary contracts we can get. Pyro? No. Let's do that one. The Walla. Did they update Space Hulk? There've been rumors about it forever. Yes. No, so I'm cynical, but I believe that do not have them in your buyback. That's a terrible idea. Any shit that you want that's in your buyback that you've been holding off for, fucking buy that shit. Because it'll be gone tomorrow. Will it actually be gone tomorrow? No, but like you have to understand that CIG is likely to and will 100% act like a thief in the night, come in and completely fuck over your stuff. I feel like the Dark Mechanicum will become a faction at some point. But like they've got so many, they just added a new faction with the Votan. And and they're updating all of the guard. We know like that the Armageddon.
I'm under attack. Please, if you hear this, help me.
The Armageddon Steel Legion is going to be a thing.
That's who you're here to protect. Make sure they stay safe.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to take this guy on. Let's go, buddy. Walk off of him.
This is starting to piss me off.
Back off my... The buddy I'm trying to protect. One down.
Hell of a job. Don't back down now.
Woohoo! Getting a little close there, 320 to 350. You may be faster than me, but not that by that much. Fuck off of him. Whatever they did with this hotfix, it worked pretty well.
Pressure on them.
Fuck me, there's... God damn it. Of course I ran into an Idris Far Javelin fucking engine there. Oh. Gotta knock the rust off, chat. It's been a while. Squatty's back in the, back, baby. Yeah. To get back to my thoughts on everything. The flew the Mighty Tux. You got painted black instead. The problem was I didn't pay attention while I was flying, and then as I hit that turn, I saw there were 4 fucking ships there. Like what? So one of the advantages is because I'm no longer there, they're not going to shoot at that thing anymore. So I got time to get back if I need to.
You're gonna get my imprint fixed. I don't care what you gotta do.
I got hit by a javelin engine of all things.
I'm gonna show the credit I shelled out for an imprint that...
Debris is still the number one pilot.
That's not good.
Ah well, I failed it. Let's do a lower level mission to get back into it. Where's yellow the lowest level? I thought they went below yellow. Does I see orange? Is orange less? Orange is less. Okay. Yeah, it's in the debris field. We'll do that one. There's fleet missions. So the the whatever they call it, the fleet, the tactical fleet ops. It's a MOAV alert. It goes orange, yellow, red, I guess. That kind of makes sense. I feel like the Dark Mechanicum, if you're going to do the Dark Mechanicum on the tabletop, what you do is you take all of the demon engines and give them to the Dark Mechanicum. Hey there. Want to get nice and close? Looking sexy. I'm glad that this is working. So what you do is you take AdMech. You'd probably need to like modify the Skitarii to make them more mutilated. Or just to take the like a lot of the take the like Imperial Guard and cultists that are just kind of scattered around everywhere, and like the random dudes, and put them into their own faction, like just cults, like chaos cults, and then have one of the chaos cults be like one of the sub factions be effectively the like Mechanicum, and then as you build out the range of Mechanicum, Dark Mechanicum, you can have them be their own things, but like put in like all of the like demon engines and all of that shit.
We hope you have safe travels wherever your final destination may be.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retreat. Vehicle selected.
That's not what I wanted.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
It takes all of us working together to keep ArcCorp
Your insurance.
safe
Your
and secure.
vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
And report possible threats.
Your insurance
at any
claim
time.
has been. Thank you. Please visit us again.
This is not Warhammer. It's not. No, but someone was talking about how they were a big fan of AdMech, and I'm a Warhammer 40K fan, so we were just talking a little bit about that. But Lefty, go away. I know you're here and you're trying to be useful, but you're not useful. Sorry, bud. Yeah, the tactical missions. I just want to see org combat. I don't like the fact that we're going to get org combat before we have org and like proper party management. That I feel like CIG's already kind of got shit for it, and they're going to continue to get shit for it. Like the Yeet Citizen is whatever it's ready, send it out. And because it's ready and it fits with the theming, they're going to just yeet it out there. Was it live when I called it Yeet Citizen and he fucking lost his mind? I remember him laughing about me calling it Yeet Citizen. I mean, he's not wrong when it comes to that, though. It's like anyone who's tried to do any sort of group gameplay knows that CIG is woefully underprepared for people to play those sorts of events. They're super reliant on third-party people to use third-party tools to get stuff done, and it is such a pain. The shit breaks all the time.
You are clear to launch.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Thank you, Thorn. Honestly, I have not. I am, or what was this? I am aware that Paul is a Warhammer fan. I'm warming to it. What with Space Marine 1 and 2? Oh, okay. Because he's at a Mike is at a wedding, so he's probably taking this whole week off. I'd imagine he'd take his week off. I know that if I had something like that, I'd probably take the week off to hang out with my wife. That's your wife guy thing to say too. No, I get it. I understand why it's like that. At the same time, I can also say, it's clear that CIG hasn't ever really played the game in its current state with their current tools. Not in a serious way. We're gonna go to the rehearsal for this one. That's probably better around her Aberdeen anyways. Patch shots are up. I said it's good timing because like I even didn't do a captain's table this week. It was other than Space Tomato, it's been a very light weekend for content for Star Citizen, which I feel like is I always do that. Which I feel like is always the case with pre-flight. I bring good news. I'm now engaged to my girlfriend of 2 years. Hey! Congratulations. But I've been watching you since 317. So what does that make us? Absolutely nothing. I don't know. The Tactical Strike Group's intended squad size initially sounds like a bummer. Squads of 7 or more ships. Well, considering that at least 1 or 2 of those ships is a capital ship, I imagine 7 or more ships is more of a 1 to 2 capital ships, 1 to 2 fighters, 1 to 2 bombers, or like, and then a transport ship for your Marines. I don't think it's a squad. It's a ship size more. It's more of a you need to have squads. I think Execute is wrong that CIG is going to sell the command module as a ship. You think they won't sell it as a ship? I think they will. 100%. If it can fly, they'll sell it. Because I mean, in their demo, they showed a Polaris and a Idris, and then they showed 2 Hornets. They showed a Eclipse and a Retaliator, and they showed a Valkyrie, I want to say, or was it a Hoplite? They showed a transport vehicle. To be fair, there is an NPC interest there already. Yeah. Yep, I do believe they're going to be doing 42 at ILW. That's the only reason why they would pull the shit they did when they did. Pulling it in April instead of May means that they're going to probably announce it at the end of May, early June. I really wouldn't be surprised if they announced it at Summer Games Fest or whatever the PC game show they have in what used to be called E3. Yeah, exactly. Rayleigh's not going to happen until June. Yeah. Is Mark Hamill going to walk out and brick all over our faces? No, I don't think, like, there was always that feel, that hope that Mark Hamill was going to do these things, sort of things. I was always sort of skeptical about the idea. I thought it was a good idea early on, but as time went on, it seemed less and less likely that Mark Hamill would do anything. You know, he might go on a press junket, but that stage doesn't have the money for him to do that. You'll get a post on shit, there's like a lot of these boys. This is a lot of effort for 17K. Oh, fuck. It's one. Logan stream. I'm in the middle of combat.
Take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Fuck you.
Loken Place just resubscribed for 77 months. Well, howdy there, Steve. Rain up in your grill.
Thank you so much, there's Logan. You're a very important pupper. Oh god. Oh god. Y'all.
You can take away my space.
I want to dance, but I'm currently dancing with the angels.
But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Bonsai just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you so much for that 13 months there, Bonsai. Banesight, Bonsai. You're a very important pupper, very impressive, Mr. Very pedestrian. You rock. Shots and cheers in chat. Oh, thank you. Oh, fuck off. Oh. There's your post-combat then? Yes. No, I'm not using NNs. Oh, I'm going to do something real quickly. Here we go. Yeah. Origin ship in Stingray. There is no aerial combat that could not be done to Ace Combat Zero soundtrack. Especially to the round table. Come on. Blow up. There we go. And we're done. Welcome, everybody. My Zero to Hero campaign. Oh. Head back to my body. Raid there, Sinestet. You're a very important part of a very impressive Mr. Rain pedestrian. This is your fault. Good night. Shots and cheers and chat. Y'all shots and cheers. Wait for it.
You can take away my spaceship.
Spaceship.
You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never.
You couldn't figure out crafting? Oh no. How you doing, Sinestet? Good to see you again.
Dude just resubscribed for 27 months. Thanks to @o_lefty for my sub gift.
Thank you so much for that. 12 months of, or 6 months, I should say, so far. That 12 months up, get there. Fast Grade, very important public brand. Press Mr. Vanny Finish from New Rock, Massachusetts. Chat, y'all, cheers.
75%.
I'm good. How are you? I'm doing okay. I didn't stream much this week, so I wanted to stream on Mondays. I typically stream on Mondays, though this is more of a maybe sort of thing, especially doing the like Zero to Hero stuff. So I didn't know that these common raid missions were still a thing. They are. They're a little bit more interesting. Before it was sort of scan until you find it, and now it's you kind of get to the area and they pop up, but they're all protected by ships. Great convo you had with you and Tomato had. I'm glad it was. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. I'm one of those content creators where I don't like doing drama stuff because I don't find drama to be A, engaging long term, and B, very helpful. But I did with the buyback stuff. I did see a chance to educate everyone and to give you the education, which is, at the end of the day, you got to remember, CIG is a corporation. They like to have spendy money, and to have spendy money, they have to earn spendy money, and there's only so many ways you can earn spendy money, and CIG is at the stage of, we need to make a lot of spendy money. It's always an important reminder to be like, CIG is one of the most transparent companies in gaming that I've ever seen. They've been the most open and most, one of the most open and most honest to, talking about what's going on. But they're still a company, and so they still have an incentive. They're not your friend. They're a company that wants money. And as a result, you have to kind of treat them like that. Always keep them at an arm's length, and remember that everything they do is an attempt to either engage you or to get you to spend money with them. Be a long. I'm gonna hit it into cruise and go. Should be pretty quick. So yeah, I would fully expect CIG to pull out the buybacks, like to sort of like in stage just start getting rid of the buybacks and not tell anybody, because there's no incentive to. Like, they make money if they don't tell anybody, because then you have to buy the ship twice. Like, if you have like a Super Hornet in the buyback and they, in the middle of the night, prevent you from buying your Super Hornet back, now you have to pay the full price for the Super Hornet. You can't play the discounted price. And especially after this, you have no one to blame but yourself, because you were warned. CIG specifically said, we can and will do this at any time. You know? Does it suck? Yeah. But it's the way the world works. Hey, Azapinja, thank you so much for that. What do you think about us being able to upgrade ships like the Polaris or something like that in the Idris? Is that something they've done as well, or they said they're doing as well? I don't engage in those larger ships, so I don't know much. Oh, so you just, like, once you update your Polaris, you're stuck? You can't get any further? Oh. Nah. As long as you knew ahead of time. But if this is a new thing, yeah, CIG's coming fast and hard with this shit. Got rid of UEC. They got rid of, there's so many other things they're doing. You can't melt. Is it you can't melt anything above $1,000? Is that a new thing? It's been his way as far as you know. Okay, I didn't know that. There's no there is no CCU from a Polaris to a to an Idris, right? Okay. So the question is more, is this something that is new or is this something that has been around for a while? And I don't know enough about capital ships other than I know that you can't gift anything over $1,000. It's running around, but not well disclosed. Okay. Scenario I could envision is using store credit to test out the brand new ships with the internet to roll back to the Hornet instead of 1.0. Here's the reality. I think your store credit is going to go the way of the Dodo once 1.0 gets close, or if we get close to 1.0. They're going to start getting rid of store credit. And the thing is that everyone's joking about like, oh yeah, Star Citizen can release in 2035. No, y'all, it's coming a lot sooner than you think. Financial pressures and CIG's own ambitions is going to mean that 1.0 deadline's coming out in 2028. And they're going to get ready for that 2028 release a lot sooner than that. I don't see why they get rid of store credit, because they want you to spend it, because they want you to spend new money. So they're gonna limit what you can buy with store credit after a certain point. Yeah, they'll prevent you from getting store credit for things, but at the same time they'll get rid of like what you can purchase with store credit as well, because they want new money. 2020 is too soon. I think that's when it's coming, y'all. And now I need a shower. I agreed with Dell. Listen, I am thinking of apocalyptic scenarios because I think CIG is already crossed that Rubicon. And they're telling you right now with all of their actions that they are in full-blown company mode. And I think everyone's in fucking denial. Oh yeah, they'll cut down their 1.0 goals. If they think that they can't make it in a certain time, they'll start yeeting shit into post 1.0. Because their mental mindset is like, we're not stopping development. We just need to hit 1.0. So if they're like, this is going to take a long time, they'll evaluate it and they'll just say this is now post 1.0. If it's not explicitly in the 1.0 release view, do not expect it in 1.0. October. Squadron 42 is going to release in October. Hey, rock and stone, my brother. It's rock and stone to the bone. The one thing I'm worried about is that CIG is going to get to a point where they're comfortable with like a release, and they're just going to push it from release, from like alpha to release, rather than putting it into any kind of beta for us to test long term. There's no con this year. I don't know where anyone's getting the fact that we're getting a convention this year. There is no plans for a convention this year. CIG has said nothing of the sort. So I don't think we're going to get a convention. We're going to get SquadCon, if anything. The 20th anniversary of Star Citizen would be 2032. But we're not getting it in 2032. We're getting it much sooner. Let me explain something to you all. CIG owes a lot of fucking money to a handful of people. Money they don't have. Squadron 42 is going to help, but it's not going to give them all the money they need in the bank to pay those people off. And they probably want those people to reinvest. So they're going to want to have a way of having a hoard of money to do what they need to, especially since they're not stopping development of Squadron 42 after Squadron 42 is released. They're going to make Squadron 42 Part 2 and Part 3. Star Citizen isn't just going to stop its development. So they're going to need to find ways of making as much money as possible. And it's going to come down to a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable with how much money CIG is going to be seeking to get. No, we're not expecting any news from this expo. I'm not, at least. We'll get like an hour-and-a-half video like we did last time, but I think it's mostly going to be focused on Squadron. Didn't you say this last year? Didn't I say what last year? And we didn't have a CitizenCon. We had a digital CitizenCon. I think we're gonna get the same thing. We're not gonna have a physical CitizenCon. But I definitely said we weren't gonna have a CitizenCon last year after this CitizenCon. I said we're gonna have SquadCon of some sort. By the way, this is what I hit, and you can definitely tell this shit is a Javelin engine. Look at the size of it. See, it's got an Aegis logo on it and everything. See? No, I'm okay with wait, yeah, I can do this. I keep forgetting I'm in an Avenger. Shit. Can I take my own gun again? No, I can't. Okay. I commit my body to the deep of space. Yay, Rustport. I'm not a big fan of CitizenCon. I like what it does, but I'm also not a big fan of the expenses it causes and the amount of time and effort that goes into it. I understand like the motivation factor, but I think people, especially developers, would probably get more out of the game being done so that they could, you know, add that to their CVs than just a convention. All right, Mercenary. Routine patrol. Let's do that one.
Hey, it's Walton with Foxwell. Courtesy reminder to not head out on patrol without getting geared up. Things have been wild out there lately.
Hey, Jacaro. If you want to keep the Pioneer, I would get it now, but take it out of buyback. Yeah, for sure. Yes, the thing I'm going to always suggest from now on is if you have something in buyback that you want and you have the money to get it back now. I wouldn't risk it being yoinked anytime between now and the end of the year. Do I think CIG is going to do it this year? Probably not. But you'd rather.
Stand by. Gonna do a quick scan.
I think it's better to risk it now than wait for it later. CIG is much more likely to pull it in the middle of the night than whether you think about it. I don't think we're going to see a Squad 42 trailer at Level Up Expo. I think at most we might see like an announcement of an announcement. I mean, that's what I would do. Is I would have a video release that is announcing that there's something coming for later, and maybe at an adventure that might be a good idea. But yeah. You're in a Titan, my very first ship. Practical, capable, fun, lore-wise. How does it reconcile with their commitment to ships bearing the fascist aegis legacy, other than invoking the sci-fi trope of I won it over a deck of cards? Call him for this number.
We're clear here.
You got to remember that this ship is the equivalent of like BF 109, right? It's a ship that has definitely some baggage with it, but it's effectively no longer used. And people love effective vehicles. Like, the reason why it succeeded was because ships like the Avenger and the Gladius had a reputation as being good ships, regardless of any sort of ties with a fascist government.
Ready for a security sweep? You should be seeing waypoints. Make your way to each one and ping your scanner.
Where's the closest one? That's 25. It's 21. Let's go there first. This is an ironclad and a lot of anxiety in my buyback. I don't have an ironclad in my buyback, but I do have one in ready to go in a CCU. So love how the UE's like the Roman Empire in space. I mean, that was its original concept. It's evolved beyond that, but it's still the main framing device they use. Yeah, it's like saying that the AK-47 is a bad firearm because it was invented in a time and a place that a lot of people find awful because there was awful atrocities that were going on in the Soviet Union time. It's still a good weapon. It's still a really effective weapon that's really cheap. Ah. Heads up. Give me the heads up. Give me the heads up. Oh, I gotta scan it, don't I? Nine tails.
Hold tight. That satellite isn't registered. You're clear to take it out. On to the next one.
Let's pick which one that is. Do you want our think our solar system will release? Yeah, just not until later on. So this is my Zero to Hero account, for those of you who don't know. So I actually purchased this this Avenger Titan with in-game cash, working my way up by flying in a Mustang, of all things. So I spent a lot of time in my Mustang Alpha grinding it up so I could get this better gear and better weapons. I even managed to sneak some gear from, I think, Hathor at one point. And then I grinded up the money so I could get to the Avenger Titan, and the last time I played this, I had just purchased the Avenger Titan, so I'd never used it. Which planets does lore say would be terraformed? What do you mean? Funny how we refer to all the Roman Empire when empires survived longer than or forgotten. I'm thinking the Persian, the Parthian Empire. Well, the reason why we talk about the Roman Empire is because it has such an outsized effect on Europe. And since most, like, my ancestors came from Europe, most of us who were speaking English came from Europe. That's the reason why. Like, the Roman Empire didn't fall until 1450 with the fall of Constantinople.
Some strange readings from that satellite. Just to be safe, go ahead and neutralize it.
Never had two satellites in one.
To the next point.
Iran is sort of the descendant of it, but I wouldn't say Iran is the Persian Empire. You just referred to the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire, no one in the Byzantine Empire would call themselves the Byzantine Empire. That's the thing. I literally got my degree in this sort of stuff. So the Byzantine Empire, they thought of themselves as the descendants of the Romans. They just happened to be in Constantinople and Byzantium. But they were still the inheritors of the Roman Empire and the Roman legacy. Yeah, because the empire in the east was still the empire. It still had connections. Even after the West fell, they were still in charge. But the point being, like, we get so many of our words for leader from the Romans. Like, Caesar is literally Caesar. It's just a German pronunciation of Caesar. Even the leader of the Russians, the Tsar, is from the Caesars. It's the same root.
Damn, whoever set up that satellite knew what they were doing. Almost fooled me. Get rid of it. Alright, that was the last scan.
Usually they have some defenders come out.
Don't see anything here.
Did they think of themselves as the Holy Roman Empire? No, they thought of themselves as the empire of the Romans. The idea of the Holy Roman Empire really comes from later attempts at sort of differentiating themselves from, or the later attempts of historians from differentiating them from the other Romans.
You can take away my space suit. You can take away my space lasers. But you can never,
Never,
ever,
ever.
take away my space game.
Yeah, the HRE was the real thing. But it wasn't really an empire, it was an alliance of states.
Tramster just resubscribed for 67 months.
Thank you so much, Bramster, for that 67 months of support. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive. Mr. Very pedestrian. This your father. Good night. Trust and choose and chat, y'all. Trust and choose. You think something other than the Ironclad and the Odin are coming in Invictus? Oh yeah, no, for sure. We're gonna get more than 2. You usually get 4 to 5 ships for these big events. I think we're gonna get likely the Stingray, which is the next Kruger ship.
Hold up a sec. Need to check something. Watch out, enemies heading your way. Contact.
Come here, buddy. And start the music once more. That was easy.
Scans are clean.
Yeah, it was not. Where was this earlier? I've been watching you a long time, and I gotta say, Dancing Lord Drop is the best. Thank you, Dinsel. Yeah, it was diplomatic fiction. It was sort of, in theory, it worked, but it was sort of a loose glom of PAF. No, look at that one. All right, let's do this one. What's this one? Help protect site. Let's do that one.
Hey, nice work. Foxwell appreciates it. I'll get your money sent.
If I remember correctly, some older English nobles, writs traced back to the Holy Roman Empire instead of the direction to Charlemagne. But then again, I wouldn't. It'd just be it's just old nobles record keeping. But that's my point. Is that like the Roman Empire has always been this thing that that Europeans have looked up to. It has sort of become the framework upon which European powers see success. You know, there's a reason why Charlemagne wanted to recreate the Roman Empire, because he saw value in sort of reorganizing the old Roman Empire under his control. He saw the propaganda value of it, because people still remembered what the Roman Empire was like, or at least like had stories of it in his time. And, you know, the HRE was an attempt to recategorize that. Or to like recapture that. I think those are hostiles. I'm not gonna bank on it right now. I landed at a weird angle. I did. All right, here goes nothing. What's this up? This is from the Nine Tails. You are definitely built different, sir. Fuck's firing at me. Oh, right here. Yeah, they're definitely working on some sort of Aegis ship. Those ones I have to kill? Yeah, don't wear fucking armor to the gunfight. That makes a lot of sense. Of course, security wasn't doing anything. Take those though. Nine Tails? Your security. He's moving nothing in here. Hey, buddy. Just passing through. His sense of fashion would have protected him. What did Automod say? Oh, because you said fuck off. You want a hammerhead with the variant that replaces the airlock and negative space with a fuck off huge laser cannon? I think you're more likely to see one that replaces the guns with remote turrets and a centralized area for control, or a one that replaces it with, Jesus titty fucking Christ, you guys are built different. What the fuck? It is negative. I mean, I guess you could technically breathe. It's 48%. The pressure's high enough, but yeah, I don't know what half of it means. I want smart people to have made it just ship build that works well, and I just copy it. What are we talking about? Chris famously did promise that this won't happen again.
Landing gear rejected.
The like AI like being able to just face tank airless moons. He said that in his not his monthly report, in his letter from the chairman. In patrol. I do want to do this one, but these ones usually break. I'll rep Foxwell anyways. Junior, not bad.
Good, you're on site. I went ahead and marked a good place to post up. Should keep you ready.
Got plenty of time. I do think that these are going to get eliminated.
You're all set. Settle in and keep chilling until they're
Shit. Fuck. What the hell? Why is this thing so maneuverable? There you go. Slow down a little bit. It's like, why am I going so fucking fast? Oh, because I have cruise control on.
Preparatory checklist complete. Time to wait.
It's because you're saying fucking a lot, that's why. Smoke them if you got them. The mission type of clouds. So like, I think these clouds are going to go away, these mission clouds. Where you're just going to have to set your range to a specific range. To like mask yourself. So it'll be less of a handholdy and more of a cut down and wait for stuff. They should make
earn your creds. Keep a lookout.
Got contacts. Stay chilly. I don't see the target yet.
Stay chilly. That Hind Beans post this morning was perfectly timed. Why is that, SD? Yeah, that's what Chris was talking about, how NPCs would wear outfits consistent with the environment they're in. They also have some updates to like AI and stuff like that, just how they're going to move.
Contact. That's them. Go when you're ready.
Landing gear rejected.
And it's back to Ace Combat 0. Let's go, boys. I don't know why I don't have pips. I'm out of ammo. Time to retreat. No, I wasn't hard modding it. There we go. Got the mission done. Time to get out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if Iron-Blooded Orphans was inspired by Ace Combat Zero, because here's the secret, Bastion, which you don't know. They're made by the same fucking people. Bet you didn't realize that. Gundam and Ace Combat are in the same fucking, are made by the same fucking company. Yeah. Now, I know Sunrise technically makes the anime, but... to be fair to Iron-Blooded Orphans, it also makes sense thematically for them to do, oh, what is this? This is not mariachi, it's, flamenco. Because so many, why do we have so many 890s around here? That's 2 890s and a Carrack. What the hell is going on here?
Fuel at 100%.
Thematically, because like, you know, Mars is really seen as sort of like this, very sort of North Africa it's very themed, and people often, like, even though it's Spanish, it's still got that very Mediterranean North Africa vibe to it. Yeah, flamenco. I don't think it's the same I don't think it's the same composer, but I will say the composer who did a lot of Gundam series at that point, I think including Witch from Mercury, sounds an awful lot like the composer for Ace Combat. They're very similar. They probably take a lot of inspiration from each other. And every time the film takes place in Mexico or South America, they threw a filter like it takes place on Mars too. Modern cinema. Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, the names of the characters in Iron-Blooded Orphans were also kind of a hint. No, they're all very Japanese. You know, Mikazuki, Akihiro, Orga, you know, Itsuka. The Gundam usually does like to do that, where like they name their characters based off of where they're from, rather than like normal human characters. I get shit from Luna Maria here, but like a lot of Gundam characters have ridiculous fucking names. What I didn't realize was that Lacan Stratus is literally named Lacan, like a Chinese name. The Chinese name Lacan. But then again, it's also Lacan Stratus, and he's a fucking sniper. Like, of course, he's named Lacan. The most recent Gundam series, the 3D animated one, was really well done. Hopefully they make a second season of it. Which one? G-Quux? Or is there another one that I'm missing? G-Quux is nice, but it felt too... Oh, the next looks Gundam. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Hathaway is great, but Hathaway's not 3D created. I'm interested in Am I done with yellows? Oh, I gotta routine patrol. Not too bad. Let's see what the money I'm making so far. I'm at yeah. I'm basically at what I was before the beginning of the stream.
Foxwell here. Thanks for taking the contract. Make sure to gear up before you head out on patrol. Always pays to be prepared.
It might have been for the mechs. They do that a lot with the mechs. They do kind of 3D animated, but they do traditional 2D animated for the main characters and the like that kind of stuff. I'm intrigued with what they're gonna do with the live action one, because a lot of people are like really pissed off because the guy who is directing the live action Gundam movie is the guy who did the Fast and the Furious movies. And everyone's like, that's awful. And I'm like, have you not seen the Fast and the Furious movies? Like the most recent ones. They are straight up anime.
Mayday, mayday! Outlaws are attacking my ship!
Looks like they could use some help. Wagons aren't getting there. Contact.
I think it's Justin Lin. I have to look it up again. Not the original director, the most recent ones. Stop shooting at my friend, please. Why are you turning off my pips all the damn time? May have to store this and unstore it. I'm just guessing based off of travel.
Thank you. I thought we were done for.
Thanks for grabbing this. Just spoke with the pilot and they're anxiously awaiting your arrival. Don't let us down. We're clear here.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Star Trek Beyond was great. I love that one. Double packing P. So like, and the other thing, the thing they're planning on doing, for those of you who don't know, is they're planning on doing War in the Pocket. That's the storyline they're planning on adapting is based off the War in the Pocket. Anybody who's seen The War in the Pocket knows that's probably the best one to adapt for a film, because it was already a short, like, 4-episode OVA.
Head to the marked locations and run a scan.
And the story is very, it's a very classic Gundam story. It's basically the same sort of beginning story of 08th MS Team. It's very tragic in the end. I think 08th MS Team is a little bit too, you need more than a movie. You need like a TV series for 08th MS Team.
I'm getting some strange readings from that satellite. Just to be safe, go ahead and neutralize it.
Are my guns gone? The guns are still there. Oh, I'm still in scan mode. You're right. Thank you.
Systems green.
There it is.
Let's move on.
Power cycling weapons, which is what you were saying, PP. You were just trying to be funny. Isn't Zeta really fucking long, though? I love the 08th MS Team, but I think War in the Pocket works. Those of you who don't know what the War in the Pocket is, they keep fucking adapting it because it was so effective. Effectively, you have a Xeon mobile suit pilot who gets trapped inside this colony and has to kind of go undercover. He has to live amongst the people, and in the process of living amongst the people, he like ends up like hanging out with this kid who's like really cool. Please scan. Do I not have enough power or something? What power's in there? There we go.
Okay, that satellite's good. You clear to proceed.
It's shorter than Double Zeta and the original
What's the next
Gundam,
one?
but for normal modern television, yeah, it's long. I mean, for a television, I'm not talking about a movie. But yeah, so it goes into like investigate because he's there to destroy a prototype Gundam that's being developed in this colony because it's like not supposed to be there and the colony's like secret, something like that. And so he goes underground to try to uncover where the pilot or where the Gundam is. And in the process, he like meets this kid, and then this kid is related to this woman, and him and the woman are like super close. And whenever the Gundam comes out, he goes to pilot his Zaku to go try to fight the Gundam, and they get into these epic fights against each other, and then eventually have to like disengage, and he hides, and like that sort of thing. And it turns out that even though they're like going on, I think they're going on like dates and stuff like that, the woman is the pilot of the Gundam. So he like it's this sort of weird, when they're not in the mobile suits, they're super close to each other, but when they're in super mobile suits, they keep trying to kill each other. And it ends like a very depressing Gundam is like one or both of them die. But they don't know that the other is the pilot they're trying to fight and kill. So I think like he kills the Gundam. I mean, he managed to kill the Gundam pilot. And then he goes to go on a date with her, and she never shows up because she's dead or something like that. It's something very similar to that. It's a very tragic story in true Gundam fashion. So it's a love story. It's a love story with a twist. So we've got a lot of this action.
Let me confirm.
And if there's one director I think who could do something that well, I think Justin Lin could do it. Justin Lin could do something like that. He's got the chops for it.
That was the last scan we needed. Thanks for the help. Don't see anything here.
Let me find the actual war in the pocket. Yeah, it's 008, 0080. Xeon Intelligence divided and identified a prototype Federation Gundam. You're developing a Federation base in the Arctic. Lead Xeon MS commandos are dispatched to destroy the prototype. Before they can accomplish the mission, the Gundam is launched into space. When the Gundam turns up in Federation R&D base inside a neutral space colony, Side 6, Principality launches a covert operation to destroy Gundam, utilizing a commando team, initially dispatched to attack the Arctic space, including young rookie pilot Bernard "Bernie" Wiseman. However, the raid fails, and the entire team is killed except for Bernie. After crashing his mobile suit, Bernie manages to befriend Alfred Al Izahura, an elementary school boy, enamored with a romantic vision of warfare and excited by Bernie's status as a mobile suit pilot, regardless of his allegiance. And Al's neighbor, Christina, Chris Mackenzie, secretly the Gundam test pilot. As Bernie tries to repair his damaged mobile suit while hiding in the station, he develops a close relationship with Al, and slowly becomes infatuated with Chris, both pilots remaining unaware of each other's true natures. As time passes, Bernie discovers that Xeon will destroy Psi 6 with a nuclear weapon if he cannot destroy the prototype Gundam. Feeling he has no choice if the station's to be saved, Bernie takes his mobile suit and goes out to engage the Gundam, believing Side 6 to be under Xeon attack. Chris is ordered to pilot the Gundam in the station's defense, and she and Bernie engage in destructive battle with the station. Al discovers that the Xeon ship carrying the nuclear weapons was captured, meaning Bernie has no more reason to fight. Alfred tries to stop Bernard, only to see Bernie's mobile suit destroyed and an injured Christina pulled for the heavily damaged Gundam, leaving Al horrified and traumatized. Afterwards, Chris tells Al that will be leaving Side 6 and asks Alfred to say goodbye to Bernard for her, still unaware that she had killed him. Yeah. Is that the camphor? Is that the Xeon Campers is what he's piloting? You know it's a classic Gundam story because like 3 different Gundams stole that plot. That's the plot of G-Quux. It's the plot of a similar plot to Oh Wait, the Nest Team. It keeps fucking happening in the Gundam universe. Tell me my lore? What do you mean my lore?
Hold tight while I scan the sector. Scans are showing outlaws inbound.
Here we go. I don't know what you're asking about, dude. What do you mean by my lore? All right, are you brain dead or are you gonna work? My story for this character? Or me personally? Closer. Pop up now. Who is Paul? I mean, me personally?
Looks like you clear. Scans are clear in time.
Well, went to school to be a teacher.
Scans are clean.
Nice. Went to school to be a teacher. Originally went to school to do, I was actually planning on going to school to be a professor. I wanted to be a professor of history.
Contract complete. Initiating your payment now.
But I decided not to go through with it, mostly because I discovered that even though originally I thought I loved medieval Europe, it turns out I just love stories and I love history in general. And there's no general history degree you can do. So question, why did you become a creative writer? I do creative write. I actually I wrote a play that was produced when I was in college. A short play. It wasn't much. I did write a lot when I was younger, but I never really pushed into it. The main reason why I wanted to become a teacher is specifically because I wanted to be able to use to be a teacher is to make money and then do creative stuff on the side. I ended up doing machinima when I was younger, for Halo, which was fairly popular. It wasn't like the most popular, but it was well known. We got a lot of like views for it at the time. But then, you know, I met my wife. We kind of fell out of doing creative stuff, focused on my career, and then ended up falling into streaming and content creation online. And that's where I am now. I still actually do writing. I'm actually in the process of writing a novel that I've been writing for about a year now. Well, I really started the process last year, but I'm solid 10 chapters in now. It's been I have the full outline. I know what I'm doing. It's just more of a slow process of getting stuff done. Did you ever consider transferring sociology? No, sociology. I like sociology, but sociology to me is a lot of, I couldn't, there's no way I'd end up being a good sociologist. And the other answer is why I didn't become a creative writer is, I actually have a couple family members who were part of the creative writing team for, I had a family member who was a creative writing team for Eureka, and another that was for
Take away my space lasers, but you can never,
Warehouse 13.
ever take away my space game.
Twisted
Yeah.
Void has subscribed.
Thank you so much, Twisted Void, for that Twitch Prime sub. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive. It's very pedestrian. This is your fault. You just want to drink a night. Trust and cheers and chat, y'all. Trust and cheers. Thank you, dude. Yeah, no, the reason why I didn't get into creative writing is because I had their experiences and their jobs were mostly stable, but they spent years doing nothing. Like a lot. This is one of those things that a lot of people don't realize is that you starve. You do the starving artist thing is not a joke. It's real. I have a lot of friends who ended up on Broadway, who are Broadway actors, solid Broadway actors, had goals of becoming film actors, never made it into film, still do make a job as Broadway, but they fucking busted their ass for most of it. So it was one of those things where I was always very aware that if I wanted to be creative, I had to have a job that would pay the bills. And one that I would enjoy and not want to kill myself. Do you make up stories with your Star Citizen persona? I do. Not solid. I wouldn't say it's like the most consistent. But I'm also a big fan of like role play in the sense of like sort of dynamic role play. So playing a character and then letting the events of that character in game sort of describe who they become. So like this character is one of my Zero to Hero characters. Well, I don't know why you're doing that, buddy. Wow, that hand is getting weird. This is the, mercenary bounty hunter ham sandwich. From a historian's perspective, how upturned will professional education be when technology we are allegedly in possession of that is otherworldly, it is discovered underneath the pyramids, which has remained there for thousands of years? From a professional historian standpoint, if there were to be such amazing finds, that wouldn't really affect history because historians love new history. Contrary to popular belief amongst folks of the conspiratorial kind. Oh, I gotta refill this thing anyways. We rewrite history all the time, and if we could find new information about shit that we never knew about before, people would lose their goddamn minds, and in a good way. People would write fucking thousands of new books and try to put them into the context of what we already know. The problem is that the likelihood of that happening is very low unless someone wants to dig up the pyramids, and I don't think Egypt would allow that. Come on, baby, come on. I don't know what's going on with this guy's. I'm one of those people who firmly believes that there is more history that we've not heard of that just hasn't survived. Right now we are absolutely awful about preserving records. The reality is that the modern methods of record preservation, even things like digital record preservation, is terrible. It's not as permanent as we think it is. So what we have from the past is so fleeting and it's so fragmentary that we know there's got to be more than what we're seeing, but it's just gone, you know? Clay tablets break, parchment burns and decays. Like, it's just really difficult to preserve. We know, for instance, like there are plays that are not like there are stuff that's not from that long ago that is gone completely. The plays of was it Aeschylus, I think? Like we know he had the equivalent of Shakespeare in terms of his how much he wrote, but we only have like 3 plays of his that were preserved at all. And the thing is that we know that he wrote more because we have references to his plays from other people talking about his plays. In some cases, it's simply just the names of the plays. In some cases, it's sort of a summaries of those plays. But there are, I'm looking here at the list, and it's got to be 40 to 50 plays. And there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his plays that have survived. 5 out of 40. Probably more like 50 plays that were gone. And so the reality is that we live in a time, we humans have lived a lot longer than our records have survived. So there could be, say, cases of humans being around and doing civilization and writing stuff down a lot longer than we realize. Because we also have realized that we're fairly certain that humans knew how to do agriculture well before we did agriculture, but for some reason, likely environmental, we decided to use agriculture full time rather than continue to be hunter-gatherers. There's some pressure that did that. We don't know what it is. So the reality is that we're missing huge chunks of the past that are sometimes referenced in other works. And the problem about the past is sometimes it's completely accurate and sometimes it's made up bullshit. I love Herodotus, but half of Herodotus is made up bullshit. Yeah, and the problem is that like if you look at like if you look at ancient buildings, the reason why they survived was mostly by accident. You know, there are entire civilizations that may have existed that we've no knowledge about, especially since sea levels have changed and things change like that. Dangerous things happen. And one of the biggest blind spots is underwater archaeology. We just do not know a lot that's underwater. We're lucky that places like Alexandria have large accessible areas that are underwater, but there could be entire parts of the Mediterranean that had civilizations on them that have just disappeared. We know like Doggerland in Northern Europe was its own continent. We accidentally discovered shit in Doggerland because of fishermen. So they're like, human beings have been around for 2 million years, and we have at most 10,000 years of human history.
Hey.
So we just don't know. Now, do I think that we had some ancient people named the Atlanteans who had insanely high technologies that were lost? No, I don't think that was the case. But I do believe that there's probably large numbers of civilizations that rose and fell and disappeared because we've seen that happen. The Mayans are a great example. The Mayans just walked away from their cities after things fell apart. The Bronze Age collapse is a great example of like multiple civilizations that disappeared. I mean, we discovered the city of Ur by accident. The oldest city that we know of in humanity was just abandoned. Homo sapiens been around for about 100,000 years. Yeah, something like that.
Decided to take a few days for myself. I'm not setting an alarm or planning anything.
That is the extent of my conspiratorial brain, though. And that more stems from the fact that we want to know, I want to know more, and I know more people like me want to know more. Because, you know, human beings are naturally curious, especially you as an audience. I found that people who enjoy science fiction stuff tend to be a lot more interested and intrigued with weird stuff going on than anything. More being like, this something as weird as happening here. Could we know more? I would like to know more. The desire to know more intensifies, you know? Yes, I don't believe that scientists are hiding things from us. I just think that scientists are as perplexed and confused about shit as we are. One of the problems are, and I'm gonna wrap this up here short anyways, but one of the problems is that the desire to catalog the past is, and even like to do things like understand the universe, is so fundamentally linked with state and financial markets that unless there is a financial reason to study something, or a military reason, or some sort of propaganda reason to study something, it's rarely ever studied. And the difficulty of doing excavations in extreme weathers and extreme locations, plus the vanishingly shrinking likelihood of not only finding something, but finding something that would be valuable enough for a museum or for a country or for scientific purposes, means that most people and most institutions don't even bother. It's not that there's some malicious cabal trying to hide the truth. It's more that the malicious cabal doesn't give a shit. There's no money in it. And if there's no money in it, they won't do it. Which is the bane of all the sciences, social and hard sciences as it is, because all of us are just fascinated by the shit we've seen. And we want to know more. And we rely on each other to understand more. But if there are gaps in our knowledge, it has to be filled with money. And that money doesn't come from, we just get fucked. I don't know what the Nazca mummies are. I'd have to look them up. We're not talking about the ones that like were paper mache that they showed off in the Mexican Congress, right? Also, as a science junkie, people think things are hidden because it's rare, not realizing that it's rare because everyone else bailed on it, because the starving artist version of scientists is why some sciences are literally full of people. Yeah, it's like... also, we destroy things out of arrogance and out of ignorance. You know, the mounds of North America, the burial mounds, and the earthworks of North America done by civilizations which we have no real concept of except for excavations through archaeology and vague hints through oral histories that are passed down. You know, the Mississippians alone are such a fascinating culture that extended this massive trade network all across the eastern seaboard that just disappeared in 100 years. We don't know because they didn't have written records. That kind of shit. And you can think of it as kind of like dying professions, where if there's a profession that was really needed like 100 years ago, and because of automation it's gone away, there's just not that many people who do it. So unless there's a call for specific sciences or studies, it's never done. Twisted Void, you're not wrong. The amount of China's history that's been destroyed by China, by people whose history it is, they've destroyed it because they just didn't have any use for it. Especially the early Chinese archaeological programs are fucking, they're a disgrace. They just did not give a fuck. Conquests have been used to wipe record of past civilizations during colonial era. That too. Trust me, I scream at the Spanish every time I'm reminded that they destroyed so much information on the Aztecs, like and the Maya and the Inca. They just burned it to fucking pieces. It's like entire histories, records, libraries of information that were just lost, just up in smoke because some fucking monks thought it was demonic. It's 142 release date is 10/6/26, right? That would be my guess. Either the first week or second week of October. 6 would be a good one. The 13th would be another one. 10/6/26 is got a nice ring to it, but I could also see 10/13/26. Ah, that works too. 10/6 plus 26 equals 42. That's great. You're doing a meta poll on that? We could do something like that. We'll see. I do think, I know that it's October. The question is when in October. Yeah, Alex, there's a great video done by Mini Minute Milo on the myth of the giants of America, the giants of the specific cave, and he breaks down the full archaeological history of this cave's history of like what was found and where and when, and it's like it's at least the people who were first excavating it tried to record what they found. But the site had been disturbed so much beforehand that they just didn't bother because they were mining for guano. And like the miners were mining for guano before that. And then the person it was just early days of archaeology. He didn't know what fucking he was doing. So he didn't know about context and all that kind of shit. He was just recording everything they found. So.
You can even take away space lasers. But you can never.
Never.
Ever. Take away my space game.
Mr. Matagami just resubscribed for 57 months. Hey dude, I'm setting up the Corsair Galleon, and I now have a Paul is live button. So here I am lol.
They're setting up the Corsair Galleon. Ooh, and I have a Paul is live button. That's great. Thank you so much, Third Place Tomato, for that 57 months. By the way, people were saying that the episode we did was really good. People were enjoying it. It's good. It's whenever you and I get together for a podcast on the Launch Sequence podcast, it always goes long. We always end up like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and people always seem to like it, which is nice. It literally shows your face on my keyboard. It's lore all the time. I'm wrapping this up, so but welcome everybody. Just gonna give you a heads up on everything. I should have that video done in the next couple of days. I've been working on it, but it's a 20-minute video and I'm about 10 minutes in, so I'm about halfway through. The hard part with that video is to find, because it's going to be a forever video. It's one of those videos that's going to stick around for a long time. I want to make sure that the footage I gather is relevant and it makes sense and it works with what I have. So that's why it's taking this one a little bit longer. Not that it's going to be better than my usual videos. It's just got to be a little bit more tighter. And then I've got a video on, which is going to be a Patreon exclusive, called The UEE Will Fall. The United Empire of Earth will fall. And it's sort of talking about how we know the UEE Thank you so much for that raid there, Zero. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive, Mr. Very pedestrian. This your fault. This Good night. Trust and choose to chat. Y'all trust and choose. I'll stay for a little bit longer. But we were talking about lore videos that it's going to come out. UEE Will Fall is one. It's going to be Patreon exclusive for like a month or two. It's not going to get a lot of traction with normal viewers. It's not going to be as long as a normal video. And it's more of me investigating the things we already know about the UEE and comparing them to like history and understanding like the breaks and breakpoints that we're seeing in the lore and the narrative. It's stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while, which is more narrative diving, looking at what CIG is talking about, even if CIG doesn't realize what they're talking about. And then I'm also working on, concurrently, I'm working on a weapons and armor of the UEE. So we can have a look at all of the weapons and armor manufacturers of the UEE, their history and their weapons. And I'm getting fried chicken and Space Coder to do some cameos there. So
Mojo Train just resubscribed for 19 months.
Thank you for that 19 months of support there, Mojo Train. You're very important, Bubber. Very impressive, Mr. Very pedestrian. This is partly return training. I trust and choose to chat. Y'all trust and choose. So, lots of lore stuff. I'm also probably going to have to start working on in May my complete history of Aegis. My life. Because I need to have that released before Invictus or right before Invictus. So that one's going to be a pain in the ass. And then we're going to do the lore tours and stuff like that. My plan is to do at least one video to the live channel or one video to the channel for everybody, and then one for the Patreon. And then the Patreon one will go up a month or 2 months later. So by like June, you'll be like 2 months, 2 videos a month, but it'll be sort of staggered as they come out. I'm also working with my editor and we're not doing the next episode of the complete history of Star Citizen lore. That I'm going to start working on in the summer. But I am currently working with him to do a complete, like taking everything we have and putting it together into a single episode that I'm going to call Act 1, The Golden Age, or Part 1, The Golden Age, where we're going to talk about the very beginning of the history of the UEE, the history of the Star Citizen universe, all the way up to first contact with the Tavaran. So we have that full in one video. It's going to be a good solid 4 to 5 hours long as a chunk, but we'll see how it works. And the idea is I'm going to also go in and add a few new things, like the Copian was added. We know that was discovered around that time period. So it was the first, as far as we know, one of the first native species that is non-terrestrial that we've known about. We know that there's like a mining company that's existed that sort of shows up every so often, that was founded then and collapsed sometime around then as well. That sort of thing. So there's small things here and there that I need to, and some small corrections I need to make. Like I messed up on some dates and stuff like that. And then I've got to like record all of that audio again, so it's all consistent. So that's going to be me over the next week or so, is I'm going to be writing and recording all of that stuff. And then this week and next week. And so, but I should have at least 1, maybe 2 videos out by the end of this month. So I have one this week for sure. Oh, I'm 23 hours late and I missed everything. Hooray for the 472 on Wednesday. Seems like they're adding Return of Xeno 4.8. Wait, what? So you know Threat's coming back in 4.8? I know they're doing oh no, that's probably 4.9. They're going to be doing the return of Siege of Orison.
How's it going? Yeah, sure.
Return of Xeno not ready for testing in 4.8 Evo patch notes. Oh. It's a new event, Return of the Xeno threat. I'm intrigued.
Somebody almost scratched my ship the other day. The guy was wasting everything with a bunch of metal boxes a little too close. Grabbed him by the collar.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see in the roadmap update. I think we'll see more easy if we get tactical strike ops and that crashed. 30K because I didn't move. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching, y'all. Hopefully Zero did okay. And thank you for all of the raids we've got in here from Loken. We get a huge number of raids. Loken, Zero, Sineste, the Real KG, all of y'all. We had a bunch of new subs, brand new subs, old subs. Thank you for coming in. I do this on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday. On Thursdays, I do what I call my office hours live stream, where it's sort of a yak. It's kind of like this, where we sit and talk, but we look over the news and lore of Star Citizen for about 3 to 4 hours. I usually record little sections that I put out as videos on my YouTube. Friday, I usually hang out with Loken Plays. We do our Pub and Plays Fridays. We play Star Citizen sometimes, but we also play things like Dark Tide and we'll probably be playing some Windrose. There's all like co-op games with just me and him hanging out. Sometimes other groups hang out. Saturdays I have my Captain's Table, which is a long-running podcast on Star Citizen. Now I think the longest-running Star Citizen podcast ever. Consistently, it's over 10 years now. Sunday I hang out with my org, the League of Relic Enthusiasts, and play Star Citizen. And then Mondays I do my Zero to Heroes. That's the general play. Every so often I'll probably take Mondays or Sundays, depending on what's going on, and play other games. I am playing Pragmata right now, and I'm going to be probably putting together a small video on that, just sort of like my thoughts on Pragmata, the game, why you should play it, because it's good. And I think it's one of those games that if you are a space and science fiction fan and you want to support the genre, because if we support the genre, we get more games made of it. But you always want to support the genre for good reasons, not for just because you want to see more space games. And Pragmata is one of those games where I'd love to see more science fiction games in this sort of milieu, in this sort of build. So yeah. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. And like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.